It's Thanksgiving Day 2016, and we're here at Fitzpatrick Stadium for the 105th playing of the annual Thanksgiving Day Classic between the Deering Rams and your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz along with John Coyne, joined today by Greg Levinsky. Greg, we brought you along today because we want to give perspective to this game, and you are certainly a Deering Ram, now at Boston University, a broadcast journalism major. What can we look for in the Rams today?
So I think one of the biggest things for Deering is to really keep their pace and keep the tempo. Portland's strong really offensively and defensively, so if they can kind of control the ball and use their strong running game and even some receivers with Mason Casserman, that's what you're going to look for in today's game.
And, they have a couple of really good players in I guess, Mr. Nate Richards, who had 4 touchdowns in an early game, and Nate Walsh, 4 touchdowns in a later game. So they do have some spark plugs on their team.
Yeah, their running game is really their strongest suit. Nate Richards is their quarterback, but he's also one of their better running backs. He gets the ball right off the snap and really just controls the offense. Ryan Walsh is kind of a bigger fullback type running back who brings the power game for Deering. And Mason Casserman also is one of the bigger wide receivers. He's about 6'2", and he's long. Can really get up there if Joe Pelletier's in at quarterback to throw the ball.
Well, the point is well taken. They have a 2-quarterback set, don't they, with Walsh and Pelletier?
Yeah, Pelletier's more of the passing quarterback. He's also a lefty. Nate Richards is more of the running quarterback, kind of like the Wildcat formation type of guy.
So, John, here we go. Last year, the Portland Bulldogs play for the state championship. They come up short, just short, and then they come into the Turkey game. This year, they play Bonnie Eagle, come up just short after winning the Class A North, here again at the Thanksgiving Day Classic. What do you think it means to this team?
Well, 4 days to prep for the Deering Rams. It's a big game for them. Most of these kids grew up together playing sports in the city of Portland, so they know each other. There's got to be a little disappointment after last week's results. That's not what they wanted. But for these kids, there's a lot of kids going off to college. There may be some football players there, but this is the last time that some of them will be on a football field, so they need to write their own script going off the field, respect the game, have a great game for themselves, so it sets their own legacy.
Well, folks, just a little bit of controversy in the Press Herald this week. Will this be the last Thanksgiving Day game? We're not sure, but whatever it is, we're going to bring it to you on WPPS TV3 in a moment.
Here we are for the 105th edition of the Turkey Day Classic here between Portland High School and the Deering High School Rams. The 105th edition of this game. Portland High School is standing behind their banner. It's not about being the best, but that's the tradition, is how it reads today. A tradition that may be passed up if there can't be enough support garnered in the community. And here come the Portland High School Bulldogs, led onto the field by Isaiah Batchelor and Dylan Bolduc, along with Griffin Foley there at the beginning. We've got about 7.5 minutes before the game kicks off here today at Fitzpatrick Stadium. We've got a pretty decent weather day today, about 35 or 40 degrees, not as windy or as cold as in the past couple of weeks, and we'll join you for the kickoff in a moment. So the Deering High School Rams are behind their banner, though their banner reads the 105th Annual Thanksgiving Day Game, DHS versus Portland High School. They're about ready to make a break out onto the field here today, Steve. And for this 105th edition, the Portland High players are lined up for their seniors. They do their senior day here traditionally, and Deering High School's completed theirs at their last home game at Deering's Memorial Field.
Well, John, it is a terrific tradition. The 105th, as the Deering banner says.
Good morning. So we've got Peter Gribben on the PA system here this morning. He may be doing the seniors recognition, Portland seniors. We've got a poster that's been up all season long with Dylan Wyke on the Dylan Wyke, Isaiah Batchelder, Nick Archambault, and let's see, we've got Jake Nope also is one of our seniors, Dylan Bolduc, Felix Adienza Gorman, Dylan Wyke, along with Nick Giaquinto and Axel Nimbona. So that's a great poster that we've been able to see all season long, and Peter Gribben will introduce each senior, and they'll be given a flower to present to their parents and have a picture taken of themselves on the field, perhaps for the last time.
From Virginia, and will be studying here at college. From Deering High School, number 1, Nate Richards. From Portland, number 51, Felix Gorman. Presenting his mother Bridget, brother Kalani, and grandparents Sean and Dad. He will be the one studying in the field of business. From Deering High School, a familiar name, number 5, linebacker Mort Soul. From Portland, number 5. Presented with Courtney, Sister Jasmine, grandfather Bob, Isaiah, from Deering High School, number 33, running back, strong safety, Robbie Casey. From Portland, number 35, Dylan Golden, presenting to his mother Angie, dad Darren, and sister Addison. He will be studying engineering there. Deering number 42, nose guard, tight end, number 42, Raphael Salamoni. Portland, number 70, Nick Giaquinto, presenting to his mother Angela, at 10, sister Ava, next year will be studying engineering. From Deering, number 44, running back and linebacker, Ryan Walsh. Portland, number 31, Duncan Hamilton. Dedicated to his mother Vicky, dad Sue, sister Dominique, aunt Cynthia, and cousin Jimbo. From Deering, number 53, Solo.
That's my girl.
From Portland, number 44 is Ethan Coit. Presenting to his mom Farrah, dad Eric, sister Mackenzie, and brother Joe. Deering High School, tight end and defensive lineman, number 55, Sean Williams. Portland, number 22, Jake Dope. Presenting to his mom Melissa, dad David, and his brothers Ben and Sam. Going on next year, he's playing baseball while they're for Deering, number 57. Offensive defensive lineman Jerry Mitchell. From Portland, number 73, Axel Nimbona, Mom Melissa, studying engineering. From Deering High School, Grady, wide receiver, safety, Mason Dazeman. From Portland, number 54, Dylan White, presented to his brother Kim, dad David, brother Devin, and Nanny Lorna. He will be able to coach next year, also studying engineering. Here are today's seniors again, winning their last game for Portland and Deering.
So Portland Mayor Ethan Strimling is going to throw the ceremonial coin, if you will. Deering High School is the home team today, as it alternates from year to year, as it has done for 105 years.
Yeah, it's great to see our elected mayor out there. This is the first time that I remember one of our mayors being here at the game, taking some time out of his day to be here with his family of Portland residents.
Indeed. He'll be joined by the captains of the respective squads.
Steve, this series started back in 1911 for Thanksgiving Day, and Portland leads the series 57 victories to 41 defeats with 7 ties during that time. There's only one game that wasn't played, and that was due to inclement weather. I remember a game a couple of years ago that we might have wished wasn't played because of inclement weather, where they had the plow trucks out there to clean the field. Another Deering home game that year.
So the Deering captains are number 33, Robbie Dacey, number 1, Nate Richards, and I think number
42, Raphael Salamone.
Raphael Salamone, and of course the Portland captains are number 5, Isaiah Batchelder. Wearing number 23 today, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, excuse me, 22 is Jake Nope, number 35 is Dylan Bolduck, and number 12 is Nick Archambault.
Short of, if Nick hadn't had the surgery, I bet he'd be out here today for his final game as a Portland High School football player.
No question about it. And the team has rallied around him all year. He's been at every game, pre and post surgery as well. Was actually leading the SMAA into the third game when he went down.
Yeah, I think Nick's a quintessential leader to be such a young man at this position and dedicated to his sport. And it looks as though Deering will receive the opening kickoff.
Well, that might bode well for Portland in the second half.
And Portland will kick off. Portland will kick off from right to left as you're looking on the screen.
So we're going to be ready for the kickoff here as Quinn Clark gets ready to kick off. The deep men are Richards and Walsh, and Richards will pick it up at the 15, and he'll be brought down on great coverage by Jake Nope.
Yeah, Jake got down the field real quick there for the Portland High School coverage team. He's done that all season long. Nate Richards has had a decent season at Deering High School. He's alternated back and forth with Joe Pelletier, and it looks like he'll be under center for the Deering Rams, Steve.
So Richards in the gun. He's got one in motion. And they'll get a couple on the carry.
Short gain there for Richards. Portland's front four, as they have been all season, stood up to the test with a 2-yard gain there.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. Excuse me. Oh, there's a flag on the play anyway, so we'll see what happens as Richards goes out to the wing here and is brought down by Stasium. But flag before the play, so it's...
Yeah, he never really got his feet underneath him. He got hit early in the backfield by Jake Nope with some good penetration there. Had the corner, but wasn't able to recapture his stride.
So we have motion against the Dogs, and that's going to bring it back to about the 24-yard line, I believe.
So, Steve, in the paper,
even further.
In the paper over the last couple of days, we've had some conversations about this rich tradition, 105 years of this game, and because of dwindling attendance, there's going to be some conversations here in both the Portland High and Deering High community.
Well, there are indeed, and the athletic directors have put it out there as well. It's going to be 2nd and 13 from the 19 right now, as Richards remains in the gun. He's got 2 back with him in an interesting formation, 1 in motion, and he's going to look for him. It's going to be Robbie Dacey, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. We've attended this game, for many, many years. I graduated from Deering in 1978, and I dare say that but for a few Thanksgivings in Philadelphia, I've attended every one of these games. And, but the attendance has been dwindling a little bit. We have assimilation. We have opportunities, and we have so many other diverse interests in this community that, you wonder where the crowds are. Today we have a really, really fine crowd, actually. On our side, the Portland side, there's quite a few fans. There are fans on the hill, not like it used to be, but there are fans on the hill, and across the way there are Deering fans as well. And I think their minimum attendance in any year may have been about 500 people. They certainly have more than that here today, but it's.
Well, you talk to the traditionalists, those that have been around, like you and I, Steve, been around for a while, and they can't just fathom the fact that this game might go away. But you really have got to get the community involved in this decision making and how this game continues and how it moves forward. You've got to see more people here. There's got to be more people in the seats. We're talking about revenues. That's one of the things. It's unfortunate a game like this talks about revenues, but as a community, both on the Deering side and the Portland side, you've got to get involved if you want this game to continue and not talk about it when you were in high school.
Well, 3rd and 13 from the 19 here now, and Richards in the gun. Motion, maybe an offsides. We'll take a look here, as certainly there was movement on the Portland side, but whether they were reacting to motion, no, it's going to be walked off as it's offsides.
Steve, I believe that Rob O'Leary and Mel Craig will do this the right way, and they've both communities have navigated some pretty significant things with the boosters changing their structure. That was something new, and this will be something new, whatever form it takes. I've got faith that both athletic communities will embrace this and help in the change.
It's 3rd and 8 from the 24. Richards takes off, but he's going to be knocked out by Dylan Bolduck and Dante Hamilton on the far side, short of the first. So punting situation here for Deering, and that's what we'll expect to see. It's a tough one, because in some ways it can't just be a revenue-driven situation. I mean, there are certain traditions sometimes that may just cost a little money.
Right.
But still, you want to see the crowds come out here. And, of course, even if it's weather-driven, and, there have been years when they've had to move snow, a la, John Smith and the plow at the Patriots game. And, but it's a beautiful, actually, it's an overcast, quite nice day today, actually, here. And so, it's a short line drive kick. It's going to roll down to about the 44-yard line, where Portland will have it to 1st and 10. Nate Richards seemingly doing everything, also the punting duties, of course, to match the punting duties that are, or that Portland's quarterback Isaiah Batchelor does. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Portland. They'll get their hands on the ball for the first time today from the offensive viewpoint.
And this is really where Portland's enjoyed their season, starting with a short field. Deering will have to up front come after Portland really quick here and try to set some tone.
So the pitch comes out to the left side to Nope. Boy, he had big Charlie Eglin in front of him.
Nate Richards made that tackle. It was an interesting day or night last night watching the local news. All of the local affiliates picked up this game, and they were talking to the seniors and about what it means to them as individuals. Some have had fathers and grandfathers playing this game, and they talked about the community aspect of this.
It's 2nd and 8, John, from the 46-yard line, and Dylan Bolduck will get the... Well, actually, Bolduck will get the carry, but not much.
And they talked about the community aspect. How most of these kids grew up together. They played Little League together. They played whatever the sport was together in the city, and then when it came to high school, they made the choices. So this year, unlike many other of the previous years, they didn't even play in the preseason where they usually picked up a scrimmage against one another.
Oh, fair enough. 3rd and 9. And, nothing doing there on the carry by Vinny Pasquale, who's in motion. So a loss there, and Portland will be in a punting situation themselves. So.
Keegan Stanton comes up big on that from the defensive end position, crashes down and takes that out. You're going to see the first 3 and out for Portland, mirroring what happened for the Deering Rams.
And there's a Portland bounce. Take it down to about the, it's going to go down quite a ways, to about the 16. Picked up, but Dylan Bolduck with a hand on Richards. And it'll be Deering's ball, 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Richards in the gun again. Again, I'm not, it's not an I, and it's not really a wing T. It's a very interesting setup here, John, for the Deering Rams in the backfield. And that handoff didn't go very far.
That
Walsh.
Yeah, Ryan Walsh had that one. A low snap to Nate Richards on that one. He was lucky he got that away. He picked that up off his shoe tops and got it over to Ryan Walsh for a short loss.
Yeah, and Jake Nope on the tackle. 2nd and 11 from still placed on the 16, but about a 1-yard loss. Put one Deering player in motion, and Richards will take it himself. There's a flag on the play as he runs out to the end on the left side and is brought down with about a 3-yard gain, but
so, Steve, this officiating crew is made up of a lot of local Portland and Deering former athletes, maybe current athletes in their own lifestyle, but former football players, and they donate the proceeds from this game to help cut the costs, understanding the history. So they don't take their game fees today. They donate it back to the schools, and as an opportunity to be out here with the athletes again. So hats are off to these guys coming out, dedicating their time as officials, and donating the money back to the programs and giving back to these young men. And maybe one of these 22 that's currently on the field will see a game from this standpoint.
And on Thanksgiving, no less. So that is really a tremendous statement for these officials to do that to the community. We have a timeout on the field. There's 6:52 left in the first quarter. The score is 0-0 here at the Thanksgiving Day Classic at Fitzpatrick Stadium. So it'll be 2nd and 15 from the 12. Richards will be under center this time. He's got 3 in the backfield. Third one through. Will get the ball. Be swarmed on by Deering players as Ryan Walsh had the carry.
So up front we've got Koa Farnsworth along with Dante Hamilton and Nick Giaquinto.
Nick Giaquinto, the Class A North Lineman of the Year.
Giaquinto's been a very good part of this team since his sophomore year. Excellent football IQ.
3rd and 13, and we're going to have a problem here.
Yeah,
the Portland players are pointing to motion on the left side of on the right side, excuse me, of the Deering line.
Yeah, the right guard Bob just had get up out of the 3-point stance real quickly. So if you watch this, watch Dylan Bolduc step up behind Koa Farnsworth. He's tapping Farnsworth on the hip, letting him know what side he's going to and what side Koa should go to around the lineman that's in front.
You know, talk about a smart football IQ. You know, that speaks volumes. And of course, he was the Class A North Player of the Year, Dylan Bolduc. Okay, it's a fake pitch and rolling out to the left side. Almost an interception. Incomplete pass.
Ben Pasquale is no stranger to interceptions. He's had a great season this year, working his way throughout the season from earning more playing time as the season went on. 4 or 5 interceptions. He cemented a couple of games on some late interceptions. And he became the return man for Portland High School. A couple of returns for touchdowns, and had overall a great season. Vin did.
So backed up into the end zone is the punter Richards. It's 4th and 18. It's about 3 yards deep into the end zone. He's going to kick it out. It's going to be a low line drive kick, and Nope is just going to let it roll. Why not? As it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 39-yard line. You can see the fans starting to continue to trickle in, and I think part of it is the tradition. You know, people go to the various places around, and have breakfast and maybe a beverage for breakfast. And there are. It's getting more crowded, and frankly, we like to see it.
Yeah, it may have been a call to arms in the newspaper for both communities, as we've seen dwindling attendance here, but to bring it into the public, whether it's through the news media on TV or the print through the Press Herald, it might have been a chance for people to say, oh boy, we got to get out there. We've got to support our community.
So Jake Nope had a 2-yard carry. Isaiah Anthony with the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 37-yard line. And frankly, this is what you want to see. You want to see a nice crowd here. Nope is in motion. The pitch will come to Dylan Bolduc on the right side, and he gets some daylight and very, very close to the first down.
Keegan Stanton was in on the tackle. There is a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, right in the middle here, as it's about an 8-yard gain for Bolduc. Very close to the first down. You see the Deering players clapping, and looks like it's going to come back. Holding on Portland High School.
So they marched that one back, Steve. Portland just coming off the state Class A championship last Saturday here at Fitzpatrick. They are in an unfamiliar spot as the visitors.
Yeah, that's going to be a loss by Batchelder. There was a mix-up on the handoff there. It was already 2nd and 18, and now it's just going to be very, very long yardage here for the Dogs to put something together. And we'll see what Coach Hartman has in mind.
So you've got a contrast of preparation for both these teams. Deering hasn't played a game in almost 24 days. They took a week off of practice after they were eliminated in the first round of the Class A South playoffs, where Portland practiced the entire time and made it to the Class A state championship. Portland comes up from Saturday's loss and has 4 days to prepare for this game against their crosstown rivals. And Deering's, like I said, been 24 days without a matchup.
We have a timeout with the score 0-0 and 3:51 left in the first quarter. So it's going to be 3rd and 24 from the 47-yard line. Why don't we just have about 9 receivers and straight up the middle to Griffin Foley, and he's swarmed on pretty quickly. A little difficult to actually see the numbers. That looks like that tackle was made by Mason Kasserman, a senior for Deering, on the 6-yard gain.
A nice pass by Batchelor. Griffin Foley opens himself up through the middle.
Ian now on 4th down, back to punt. Will be Batchelder. And he'll take a line drive, and it's going to take a great Portland bounce. It's going to go down to about the 5-yard line, where it's going to be downed by who else but Dylan Bolduck. So 3:04 left in the first quarter. The score is 0-0. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line, John, as Richards is under center. Hands off. Well, all I can say is Dylan Bolduck with great penetration there to get that tackle along with Koa Farnsworth.
Deering's operating out of the power I.
That was Walsh with the carry. He got 2 yards on it. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 7. So a little bit of a lackluster first quarter here, something that we probably didn't expect, John, frankly. And Deering having a nice effort here. Nice spin move there, but Koa Farnsworth and company just too much for Robbie Dacey.
And we know what Portland brings to the field defensively. We haven't seen them be able to put something together offensively at this point. It might be part of the plan for Coach Hartman.
It'll be 3rd and 7. The ball is on the 8-yard line. As the clock ticks down, we're coming close to 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And we have a whistle and a flag. And a delay of game, I believe, against Deering.
So we've seen a pretty sloppy game at this point with a myriad of flags thrown. It's unfortunate on both sides that we're looking at a game like this with in its offsides penalties. No big penalties. We've had one holding that brought a good run back, but.
So from the end zone. And there's an interception. Well, no, it's incomplete. It's an incomplete pass, although a great effort by Isaiah Batchelder really skied to try to get that. And that was Joe Pelletier, by the way, under center.
Yeah, they operate both quarterbacks in there this year. Nate Richards came in midway through the season, kind of the wildcat, the running quarterback. And Joe Pelletier is more of the traditional style quarterback and drop back and pass.
Well, it's they have that opportunity to have that, which is nice. But deep in the end zone now, to punt will be Nate Richards, and he's going to run it through. Oh goodness. Well, that's going to give Portland the ball on about the 5-yard line here, John.
Yeah, that might be a little talking to when they get to the sidelines over there for Deering High School. I think that the punter has actually switched up to number 44, Ryan Walsh, for the Deering Rams.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And again, maybe they saw something and some coverage there, but it just seemed, and it doesn't seem like it was a play by design. It's going to be first and goal from the 6 for the Bulldogs as Batchelder is under center now. Under center means under Dylan White, who's a tremendous lineman. Dylan Bolduck will crash through there and get it down to about the 1. Or I guess the ball will be placed on the 2. So he'll have a 4-yard gain. It'll be second and goal from the 2. That was one of the most inexplicable plays that we've maybe seen this year, John.
I have nothing but agreement with you right now, Steve.
Batchelder gets to the second man through, and Bolduck will dive over. And as he has done so many times this year, he will score a touchdown. This time, a 2-yard touchdown. As Quinn Clark will come out to try to make the extra point. It's it's a sad state of affairs when you take a look at the size of the teams, John. And in a moment, we'll get a look at the sidelines from each of these teams, and there is not a whole lot of depth on either of these teams, although Deering, it seems, is playing with even shorter hands, if you will, than Portland. So it's a 7-0 lead, but you can see the Deering sideline, and then you take a look at the Portland sideline. If you add them both together, you've got about the size of the Bonnie Eagle sideline, John.
You're absolutely right there. It's this time of the year, you've got some athletes who have their interest has waned as the season's gone on, but when you've got other communities out there that spread out for 60 yards with their players, it's something to think about.
Well, that's right, and it may just be based on injuries and other things. Maybe a kid or two is away for the holiday, but for the most part, what you see is what you get for these two teams, and that really, very frankly, speaks so highly of the Portland year, given that lapse of overall depth. So here we go. Quinn Clark will kick off, and he'll get it to Nate Walsh. Walsh will pick it up and have a nice carry back to about the 39-yard line. About a 25-yard return.
I think that was Nate Richards with the return, Steve.
My apologies.
No, it's a new roster, brand new roster for us. We haven't seen this one all year either, so.
Which in itself speaks a few volumes that we haven't seen Deering yet this year.
Yeah,
that's another issue. First and 10 from the 39, a low snap. It's taken by Richards, actually getting in there and getting a hand on Richards on his ankle was Giaquinto.
Yeah, we've had a couple of low snaps there. That's unfortunate at this point. We're ending the first quarter here at Fitzpatrick Stadium, and the 105th edition of the Thanksgiving Day Classic. Portland High School up 7-0, and we'll return after this.
Okay, so here we go. It's second and 10. And again, a swarming Portland defense, that time led by Zach Elowich and Dante Hamilton on the tackle.
So no gain there, Steve. We're still at, looks like 3rd and 10 to begin the second quarter.
I'm going to talk to Mel Craig about the, just like the South Portland numbers, difficult to sometimes find a little contrast here in these uniforms, but Put the binoculars on here and take a look. Oh, 44 misses 44, but again, a swarming defense led by Ben Levine, who tackles Ryan Walsh. Ben Levine is actually playing with a broken wrist.
There you go. Talk about that.
Tough young man.
Yep.
He is really a spark plug on this team. Was all-conference linebacker. You know, he's not the biggest player, which speaks volumes again about the kind of player that he really is. He's a great lineman and a smart player. Here's the punt coming up here now. And it's going to take a bounce straight into the hand of Isaiah Batchelder, who's going to pick it up and start running. Gets a 10-yard return.
Kabala Muka in on the tackle for the Rams, getting downfield.
Well, one of the great names in sports.
Muka's a junior for the Deering Rams. He'll return next year.
First and 10 from the 36. The Dogs have the ball. They've got an open motion, and he's going to take the pitch and run through. So he sees a hole, and he sees some trouble, and so he runs end around here, and he'll pick up about 2 yards on the play, but it could have been a loss. So
it looked like a pretty broken up play there, the way that he received that pitch, and Keegan Stanton and Nate Richards were in on the tackle for the Deering Rams.
Score is 7-0 here, John, with just under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Here at the Thanksgiving Day Classic, the 105th version, as we bring it to you on WPPS TV3. Batchelder hands it off to Nope, who goes straight up the middle, gets the first down and about a yard more, but on a 9-yard carry. And that, in some ways is reminiscent of, you go back to the state championship game and how Bonnie Eagle crashed it through the middle towards the in the fourth quarter. And here you have a straight up the middle play by Jake Nope, and for some excellent yardage. First and 10 on the 47. And again, he crashes it up the middle. And it takes 3 to bring him down, finally brought down by Robbie Dacey on the 8-yard carry. So taking a playbook from the state championship game, or taking a chapter out of it, is Jake Nope on 2 carries in a row here. 2nd and 2 from the 45 as the Dogs are on the march. Back to throw is Batchelder, and he finds his tight end, Ethan Hoyt, who gets the first down and much more.
Nice play action there. The way Batchelder comes in, he gets Ethan Hoyt going through the line, and the apparent looks like a run. He's let through by the lineman and then comes out into the flats. Nice reception for Ethan Hoyt.
He gets a 9-yard pickup there. It'll be 1st and 10 Dogs. The ball will be down to the 36-yard line. We'll have a conference of the officials here. The clock is stopped. 1st and 10 here from the 36. Isaiah Batchelder under center. I formation. Second through is Dylan Bolduck, and he's going to be hit quickly. The tackle is a Salamone and company.
You see a nice little interchange between Dylan Bolduck and Keegan Stanton as both are returning to their sides of the ball with a pat on the back and a handshake. It just goes to tell you about this community and what it is, and how these guys have really, they've been athletes probably their whole lives, and been on different teams all the way through until they got to this high school level.
1-yard carry, 2nd and 9 from the 35. Batchelder is back to throw. He's in the middle, and it's an interception for Deering. And a great return as well by Robbie Dacey. There's a flag on the play at the end. We're going to have, it looks like it's going to be against Portland on an unsportsmanlike, but we'll wait on that.
So you go back to that play and you watch a penetration of Raphael Salamone in on Isaiah Batchelor. He was joined in there by Keegan Stanton, and they were right up on Isaiah, forcing a ball to be thrown with a little bit more air up underneath it. Dacey was able to step in front of that with a nice return.
Yeah, it's going to be a walk down now. I guess 10 yards perhaps. Make it 15 on the personal foul against Portland.
This will give Deering its best field position in the game today. And that's an uncharacteristic penalty for Portland to have a penalty like that on the sidelines.
So straight up the middle is Ryan Walsh. He's brought down by Hoyt and Stasium. 7.5 minutes left in the first half. And great pursuit by Dylan Bolduck to.
It looked like a lot of confusion there in the backfield as you had Ryan Walsh just checking behind him to see what was coming, but not taking the lead to block for Nate Richards as he approached that corner.
That's about a 2-yard loss. As it'll be 3rd and 7 from the 40. And the pitch will go out once again here, but a great tackle by Stasium of Ryan Walsh. So it's going to be 4th down and another loss and a punting situation for the Rams. Although anything can happen, we'll see. I mean, given what happened before. But that, again, probably not a play by design, as it's a punting situation, and it looks like Jake Knope will be back deep, and along with Isaiah Batchelder. A little bit of a different reception crew here. I think we've had Vinny Pasquale back this year. That's a kick that goes to, picked up at the 8 by Isaiah Batchelder. Boom, he misses.
Oh!
And
so my apologies for that, but there was a couple of penalty flags thrown. Nate Richards was just drilled on the punt return. He was hit hard in a clean block by Bolduck, and then as he got up, he was hit again from behind. It looked like a little bit of a retaliatory hit by another Portland player, and I did not get that number.
And maybe it's best you didn't. But you can see Isaiah Batchelder kind of holding up his hands in a what me worry kind of a question here.
It's a lot of laundry on that field.
We'll have to wait till it gets all sorted out here.
We've got offsetting penalties, both personal fouls.
First and 10 from the 30 as we've sorted things out here. Well, we thought we did, but then there's a flag. John, I don't think we've seen this many flags in a game in the course of the whole year. We have motion against Portland here.
So this is an exhibition game. This is something you'd see in August, when the first game or something like that. And it is uncharacteristic of this team for the penalties that they're seeing.
1st and 15 from the 25. In the gun is Isaiah Batchelder. He's got one in the backfield with him. 2 wideouts on the right, 1 on the left. He's back to throw, and actually a very nice throw to Dylan Bolduck. And he'll bring it down for about a 6-yard gain.
A nice screenplay, but there is another flag on the play, Steve, like you said.
Well,
so they're conferencing there. We've got 6 minutes left here in this first half. See what the outcome of this conference is.
I don't know, John. There have been so many flags. It's delaying the game. We've got Turkey to get home to, my friend.
It's going to be a holding penalty against the Portland Bulldogs. So again, Steve, you got to talk about what going through both sets of both minds for both sets of squads out here. Portland 4 days removed from a hard-fought matchup against the Bonnie Eagles Scots, the eventual state Class A champions, and Deering's been looking at this, knowing who they're playing for the last 24 days.
Well, fair enough. 1st and 22 from the 18-yard line. Batchelder will hand it off to Nope. He'll be swarmed by several Deering players.
But if anybody can do it, it can be this Portland offense, Steve. They're so multifaceted. Isaiah Batchelder can throw and run. He's got a full backfield there that he works with rather well in Jake Nope and Dylan Bolduck. He split out the wides with Griffin Foley out wide, and Ethan Hoyt's a significant part of this offense too. And we see that Ethan Hoyt spread far to the right here.
2nd and 18 from the 22. And again, we'll see if there's a flag on that. There's a Deering player that went off, almost intercepted, broken up by Rardy Rarn, a junior for Deering.
So 5:05 left here in the first half.
3rd and 18 now from the 22 with Batchelder in the gun. He's got a passing situation. He's got Nope close to us. He's got 2 wide on the left. And this time he goes to Griffin Foley. Griffin Foley gets it back up to about the original line of scrimmage. About an 8-yard gain.
And both sets of players, they got to remember it happens in the field. It happens in between the white lines. If you go out of bounds, get right back in bounds as soon as you can.
It's a personal foul against Deering here, and that is going to result in a first down for Portland High School. And there's another flag coming up here, and looks like there's going to be a bench penalty on the part of Deering. Somebody is upset about something somewhere. Look at that. I'm not sure what that signal means. It's a bench penalty, but it looks like what?
It means all those guys behind me just did something.
So it's going to be Portland's ball, 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. After that all gets sorted out. And here comes Bolduc. He follows one blocker, but looks like Dacey in on the tackle. After a 2-yard pickup, so it'll be...
So that last sign, Steve, was actually the sideline warning. It's the National Federation of High School Sports indicating that the coaching staff or personnel on that side are probably too close to the field.
Interesting. That was a 1-yard carry, by the way. Here comes Nope coming through the middle, and he's going to get a few more, but about 2 on that carry.
You've seen that called, that was called last weekend in an NFL game when the personnel are up there too much. We've seen it in a college game when it interferes with the officials on the sidelines as they're going down. Actually, an official 2 weeks ago actually caught a college coach right in the face as he was making a signal. And then to add insult to injury, he threw the flag because the coach was in the way.
3rd and 7 from the 49 with Nope in motion on the right. And, Batchelder's look, he just throws it away. There was nothing doing. He's forced out of the pocket. Great coverage there by Jerry Mitchell and company for the Rams. So it'll be 4th down for the Dogs, a punting situation here. Not really much happening in the first half here. A little bit lackluster, and certainly in terms of the scoring. Just scores of penalties here. As it is 4th and 7, ball's on the 49-yard line. Batchelder to punt. He'll punt it probably out from about the 41. And it's a fake. And he's looking for and finds Vinny Pasquale for the first down.
Hey, nice play there. They tried to execute that late in the season, and it wasn't as successful as that. Great job by Isaiah Batchelor. It's a threat back there with him, knowing that he can throw, and being back a little bit deeper, he's got better vision.
Well, Keegan Stanton in on the tackle for the Rams. The fact is, if you're going to fake it, you might as well be this deep to do it and not in the end zone.
Correct.
1st and 10 from the 37. In the gun is Isaiah Batchelder. Nope. Gets the ball and he throws down to Griffin Foley.
Oh.
It's incomplete. Oh my gosh, it was very, very close. It was good coverage by Deering. Deep.
Yeah, Foley, that you look at stuff that goes on, and to see some of these plays thrown in at this point in the season, Steve, it's interesting. What a great play.
Mason Kasserman in on the really on the coverage there, and he and Griffin Foley each shook hands at the end of that, which again you like to see in a game like this. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Dylan Bolduc with the ball. He goes over 1, he goes over 2, and he ultimately gets brought down by Jerry Mitchell. Another flag on the play.
So emotions that seem to be running high between the squads. Another flag thrown on the sidelines.
Well, for a game that's an exhibition game, it seems to mean an awful lot to the benches, to the coaches of this game.
It sure does. So while they're in conference, Steve, with 2:56 remaining, we'll take a break.
So it was a chop block, I guess, John, against Deering, and that is going to bring the ball all the way down to the 20-yard line, where Portland's going to have excellent field position and a new set of downs.
Yeah, they're discussing it now with Coach Jackson from the Deering High School staff to explain to him what was going on. There's been some conversations here. We've seen both sidelines animated about the game and some of the flags that are going on here. And it seems like you said earlier, Steve, even though this is an exhibition game, the 105th playing of this game, it's got some significant meaning to the kids on the field and the staffs.
The coaches, you spoke of Jason Jackson. He is the coach of Deering. The assistants are Eric French, Jamal Murph, Nick Cleash, John Hardy, Rob Vale, and Jordan Foley. The JV coaches are Jared Easton and Mike Chiazzo. Bill Presby is the first team coach. Ira Waltz is the principal. Mel Craig, the athletic administrator. Greg Cosi, Randy Richards, and John Coliani are the medical staff for the Deering Rams.
So passing in front of us here on Thanksgiving Day, one of the multitudes of fans impressed with your acumen on the microphone, Steve. You've got a fan club.
Well, that's a fan club of one.
He's not only a member, he's the president.
They're still conferencing. We'll talk. Jim Hartman is the coach for the Bulldogs. Tim Marr, Mike Rutherford, Dave Gary, Don Gary, Jason McLeod, the assistants. Sheila Jepson is the principal. Rob O'Leary, the athletic administrator, and Ryan Lucas, the trainer. Here we are, 1st and 10. Now the ball placed on the 15-yard line. And it goes to Dylan Bolduck on the left side. He's got daylight, and he has a touchdown. 15-yard touchdown, Dylan Bolduck. The Dogs will take a 13-0 lead pending the kick of Quinn Clark.
Well, that's something that we became accustomed to during the season, watching Bolduck on that sweep, either left or right, get a little bit of stride as he receives the ball, and he saw a lot of success this season.
And as he's done all season, Jake Nope on the hold. It's up, and it is no good. It's wide left. So, with 2:47 left in the first half, the score, Portland Bulldogs 13, Deering Rams nothing. Portland Turkey Day football. So the kickoff, Quinn Clark. And it's going to kind of fall at about the 25-yard line, and that's where it's going to end right there with Dylan Bolduck, Stasium, Zach Elowich, Isaiah Batchelder and company, all just preventing any sort of a return.
Yeah, that ball kind of just sat up. It hit the ground and bounced pretty much straight up, a little bit of a backspin, as if you were on the billiards tour. So 2:41 here, Steve, left in the first half. Deering's got the ball on their own 25.
And Nate Richards, it looks like, is back in the gun. He's got one in motion. Oh, it's going to be a muffed snap. And down there, first in is actually Ben Levine getting a hand on the quarterback. It's going to be a huge loss for Deering here. Again, great field presence.
Yeah, it was almost easier to say who wasn't down there. I think there were eight of our defenders down in the Deering backfield after that bad snap.
That's just a huge loss for Deering. It's about a 15-yard loss, so it's going to be 2nd and 25. And we have a timeout Deering. So with 1:50 left in the first half, the score, Portland Bulldogs 13, Deering Rams nothing. We'll be back. Here we are, it's going to be 2nd and 22 actually from the 13-yard line. As Deering talked it over, and Richards will keep it, and he's not going to get very far.
Ethan Hoyt with a nice tackle there in the backfield. Not much room for Richards to move.
about a 2-yard loss on the play.
We're going to have a Portland High School timeout with 1:40 left in the half.
You know, probably a pretty good idea, given the fact that there's, going to be enough time maybe and good field position for Coach Hartman. We'll be back. So 3rd and 24 from the 11. Richards is under center, and he hands off to Casey Anthony.
That's a nice gain to bring them closer to the original line of scrimmage. So Isaiah and Casey Anthony are twins.
And there you have it. It's always great to have a Deering High School perspective from our friend John Coyne. You do so much. You are currently the assistant coach of the softball team. You announce girls basketball games. You are also a basketball official. And again, and that's what you do for Deering and for the entire SMAA in terms of your officiating, let alone what you do for Portland High School football. Great to have you aboard, John.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be here with you, Steve, and I guess in giving thanks, I am happy that after, we're finishing our second half season here, and it's been great, and we've been able to increase our staff over this year with David Elowich and David Levine joining us for relatively low cost. So we're happy to have more folks in the crew this year, but it's great to be here, great to be around football, and honored to work with WPPS and broadcast these Portland football games.
So back now are Jake Nope and Isaiah Batchelder at about midfield. It's a very short punt, and it's going to take a Portland bounce, and Portland's going to get the ball. As it's going to be downed by Robbie Dacey, where Portland will have the ball 1st and 10 with 1:21 left. So it'll be Dogs 1st and 10 on the 44 with 1:21 left. Batchelder trips and is, oh my gosh, he just finally couldn't escape everybody, and ultimately the sack credit goes to Kabala Muka. But in there first was Roddy Rahn.
Two great players for Deering High School this year. Muka's had an outstanding season on the defensive line, and Rarn also defensively has been a strong point for the Rams.
It's a 6-point loss. It'll be 2nd and 16. Ball's on the 50. There are 42 seconds left, and Batchelder's going to be back to throw. He's got several receivers. He's looking for Griffin Foley, but it is thrown out of bounds. Griffin was covered step by step there.
And I think, right here what you're seeing is some of what we talk about, that exhibition stuff, allowing Isaiah to air it out here at the end of the quarter.
And that was Kasserman who had him step by step. And Pasquale will come out and Griffin Foley will come in. And, look, 36 seconds left, and they've got another chance to maybe get up two plays here. So they're going to go ahead and see what they can do. The ball's at the 50, and they're going to try to make something happen here with just one, though, wide out right is Griffin Foley. And back to throw is Batchelder, and he's going to air it out deep for Foley, and it's going to be knocked down, I believe, by Kasserman. So 2 in a row for him, as he's had some great coverage back there. So it's going to be 4th and 16 with 29 seconds left, and Batchelder back to punt.
Well, Deering's got to keep their head about him here. You know that Batchelder can throw. You've got all the receivers split wide. They got caught up in this last punting situation.
So Batchelder fields the ball on the bounce like a first baseman. And it's going to take a Portland bounce. It's going to be, well, the ball may be loose. And it's going to be Portland ball with 17 seconds left. So again, how many times have you said this year Stay away from the ball.
Especially when you got three. I mean, if you got one guy down there, you might be able to deke him. But, Nate Richards thought he was going to get around those three dogs. And let me tell you, you got three dogs around you. There's not much room to move.
Right. And again, you just let the ball stay there, and you go in, and you're down by 2 touchdowns. And not to say that may not be how the the half ends, but Portland does have close to 20 seconds here to put something together and a fresh set of downs. Batchelder, play action, back to throw. He's got Griffin fully in the end zone and through his hands.
Yeah, so, I mean, you only lose 6 seconds off the clock. You got 11.4 seconds left. At that rate, you've got 1, maybe 2 plays to get it in there. And this might be an opportunity for Quinn Clark to come out and kick a field goal in this exhibition.
Absolutely, and that would make it a 3-possession game, most likely, with barring 2-point extra points there. So we'll see here as Batchelder's on the center. 2nd and 10 from the 18. Once again, play action to Dylan Bolduc, back to throw here. No, that's too far beyond the receiver of Teron Moss.
Well, that was well thought out by Isaiah. He looks back there, and each of his receivers was in coverage with somebody very close to them. He comes off the field. You got 4.6 seconds left. Quinn Clark joins the backfield here, so they're going to give him the opportunity to kick a field goal. Great job by Coach Hartman to get Quinn involved at this part of the game with the exhibition. So we'll see what he has. He was kicking the 40-yard field goals in pregame. He's about 5 yards closer than that. So, a 35-yard field goal attempt here.
Nope to hold. It's down, it's up, and it is good. No good.
So we had the opportunity. There's 0.4 seconds left. If Deering is smart, they'll just take a knee and get off this field, get in at halftime, and look and see what's going on with a 13 to nothing lead for the Bulldogs. Deering's got to see what they can operate with offensively. Portland's got to get a little bit more of a running game in there, I think, Steve, going into the second half of this exhibition, if they want to put it out of reach quickly for in the second half. But this is what you want to see. You want to see a decent game. It's 13 to nothing. It keeps people involved, keeps people here as we're trying to grow that tradition again back to the glory days of the 70s.
Deering does take a knee. So at halftime, it is Portland Bulldogs 13, Deering Rams nothing. Thanksgiving Day Classic number 105 here on WPPS TV3. So here we are at halftime. Not the prettiest of games, Greg. Deering with 31 overall yards. What do they need to do in the second half here?
I think they need to make some better decisions on first of all, the 4th downs. You're kind of giving up some easy opportunities for Portland. You go for it on the 4th down in the end zone, not a design play, but a play that with a stronger football IQ, something that you wouldn't make. A mistake that's kind of something that you try to avoid, especially the 10th, 11th game of the season. You think that would be something that you kind of have iced out by now. Defensively, they're looking pretty good. It's just that they are getting a lot of penalties, a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct, and really just kind of chippy play all over, and kind of just slowing the game down and being able to be calm on the field is kind of the second half key for Deering.
Also, John, Portland has 73 total yards to Deering's 31. Dylan Bolduc has 22 yards and a touchdown. Jake Nope, 27 yards. Isaiah Batchelder is 4 for 12 with 37 yards. But as Greg says, there have been an awful lot of penalties in this game.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Community, these kids all know each other. they're getting ramped up. They're seeing this as an exhibition game. They're getting ramped up. Both sidelines have got ramped up a bit, but you got to look at the officials. They've taken some time, some long time that some may say throughout the game, but they're settling things down on the field and trying to alleviate that in the second half. Portland has got to open it up. They allow Batchelor to throw 4 for 12. Great defensive coverage for Deering in the defensive backfield. They've got to get it wide, get Bolduc running wide, get Nope running wide, and I think things will look up in the second half.
Folks, it's 13-0. Portland has the lead. We'll bring you second half action in a moment. Here we go. Deering set to kick off. It's a line drive, actually through the hands of Batchelder. It's picked up by Vinny Pasquale. He's at the 40. Whoop! He goes around one. He goes back, and finally he's brought down at about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Pasquale there. We're used to him having some decent returns for the Dogs this year. We've seen him return a couple for touchdowns, a couple punt returns, so that might just be what Portland needed to energize themselves moving into the second half.
About a 10-yard pickup, as it'll be 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. Batchelder under center. The pitch comes out to Dylan Bolduc on the left side. And a nice gain for Dylan Bolduc before he's finally driven out of bounds by Keegan Stanton and company. It's an 8-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 2. You know, you can't keep a good team down, and you know that Coach Hartman probably said at halftime it's time to pick it up just a bit here, folks. They've had a great year this year with only 2 losses all year. Bolduc on the right side looks for a hole, but held up there on the play of Deering, and ultimately in on that tackle was Jerry Mitchell.
Yeah, I think he took a line from Tommy Boy. It's go time now. Let's go. Let's get out there and let's play.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and a long one. The ball on the 47-yard line. And the pitch will come out to Bolduc, who will go down, and he will go a country mile here as he's finally pulled down. He's got a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, nice gain taken down by Isaiah Batchelor coming up behind him. That's what we're used to seeing for Portland with Dylan off tackle or end runs. Good to see him starting the second half off with a little bit more room to move.
Yeah, and once again, he gets the ball, and he's going to get another first down, or very close to it. Anyway, about a 9-yard gain, perhaps a yard shy.
Keegan Stanton was there to end the run for the Rams.
We had a chance to talk to several fans during halftime, many of whom said they were actually here specifically because of what they read in the newspaper and how much they really support this team. It's going to be he's going to be credited with a 10-yard gain and a first down. So it's 1st and 10 now from the 29. And once again, Bolduc will take charge. This time he'll be swarmed by Deering players, including Robbie Dacey and Isaiah Anthony. 3-yard gain there.
So, Steve, we know that the traditional game here plays a big part in a lot of families in the community. What does Thanksgiving look like for the Schwartz family?
Well, we've got about 15 people coming up from Virginia and Pennsylvania and all over the country. And we're looking forward to that. Dylan Bolduc again with the carry. And driven out of bounds by Isaiah Anthony and company on an 8-yard carry. And We will eat late. What we see is snowflakes, minimally, but we see snowflakes in the air. Of course, there have been Thanksgiving games that have been, I think there may have been one that was even snowed out one year, and then one year they had to move the snow.
Yeah, back in the 1920s, they had one game because of the inclement weather. They were unable to play.
And so it was a 3rd and 1, but there's going to be a loss of one. Oh, there's going to be a first down. He got the first down on the dive, I guess. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 19. And how about you, John? What are your plans for the holiday?
As a child, we gathered many families together at my grandmother's house in South Portland. But as time has gone on, it's at my home. My wife is home right now, cooking and prepping everything for our family. And my mom joins us, as well as my sister, a Deering alumni, 1989. And my niece as well. So it's a small family gathering, and then we get out for desserts at a larger family gathering in the afternoon.
I should say my wife Susie is home, cooking the fatted calf, or a very large 25-pound turkey, to be specific. That's a 6-yard gain, so it's going to be. Looks like that's what actually moved the chains. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 right now. And again, great family coming from all over the country: New Orleans, Virginia, Pennsylvania. And Dylan Bolduc with the ball. He slowed down and ultimately brought down.
Stephen, as we take a look at what we're able to do, be here today, do the preparation and be around for this entire Portland Bulldogs season, I think, we definitely owe thanks to our wives, yours being Susie and mine being Patty, for allowing us to be able to do that and then sit at home today. Probably a little bit more comfortable than we are because of the temperatures out, but because of what they do, we are able to do this for all the kids here at Portland High School.
Well, if you were to ask me what I'm most thankful for, it'd probably be Susie, because she does let me do this.
Yep.
And it's the entire football season, it's the entire basketball season. Between that and umpiring, frankly, all over the country, and just practicing law all over the state. I owe her a tremendous debt of gratitude, and I am extremely thankful for her as she celebrates an upcoming birthday tomorrow, a milestone birthday, but...
Well, a great happy birthday to Susie Schwartz tomorrow. It'll be a couple of days later while you're watching this, when you watch this copy of the Thanksgiving Day game.
Dylan Bolduc will back in, and he gets the touchdown. The 4-yard touchdown for Dylan Bolduc. And what a fitting score as he gets his second touchdown of the day. His actually 3rd touchdown of the day. So 3 touchdowns, Portland Bulldogs, Dylan Bolduc, all 3. And again, so fitting for this tremendous young man. A young man of character and talent, and really a great football presence and a football sense, but really just a great young man. That's through and good, and it's a 20-0 Portland lead with 7:26 left in the 3rd quarter.
Portland's kickoff here by Quinn Clark from the 40-yard line.
As the snow picks up just a little bit here, frankly. And
Ryan Walsh with a decent return and tackled by Dylan Bolduc, who just scored the last touchdown. So, I guess he's the Class A North Player of the Year for a reason, Steve.
That's right. Koa Farnsworth also in on that. So now we've got Dave Elowich here today, and we know that he and his family are going to have about 25 people and are going to be frying turkeys, actually, probably in the snow. And the great thing about when you go to Dave's house is he's got an outdoor TV. You can watch football, and it's just a wonderful time. Great family, the Elowiches. And here's Walsh.
Walsh got a decent run. He get off tackle there really well.
tripped up by a Portland defender. Decent gain. Gives about 2nd and 5 for the Rams as they set up offensively.
So here we go. 2nd and 6 from the 43. We've got one in motion, and again, a swarming Portland defense. Although it takes quite a few to bring the daring runner down, Walsh.
See Robbie Dacey and Dylan Boulder getting up, shaking hands out of that. So, maybe at halftime there was some conversations by both staffs to say, listen, this is a football game, boys. Let's play the game. Forget about the other shenanigans that go on in the piles. Get up, play football.
And as a result, there have been no flags yet this half.
Maybe Belichickian, just do your job.
Okay, here we go. Trying to spin around and make something happen in his Nate Richards, but he's brought down by Stasium, Hoyt, Nope, Levine, and company.
So on this series, we've seen Deering go with Joe Pelletier, the left-handed quarterback, junior quarterback for the Rams. Nate Richards is in the backfield and is split out wide during this offensive series.
Again, it's an imaginative offense, frankly. So, there's intercepted by Isaiah Batchelder. He's got one to beat, and he's going to go in for a touchdown, folks. That's about a 40-yard return.
So the cause of that fumble, really, Steve, was Ethan Hoyt with some great penetration coming off the right end. And with Joe Pelletier being a left-handed quarterback, he's set up, he's looking out towards that side of the field. He never saw Ethan Hoyt coming, and Ethan Hoyt hit him right between the numbers as he was releasing the ball, generating that throw up high in the air, and Batchelder coming up with an interception and return for the touchdown.
So here's Quinn Clark to try to make it 27-0. It's currently 26, and that's going to be through. So it's 27-0 with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left on Thanksgiving Day here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Dogs in front.
6-2-9-3.
So we got a kickoff by Quinn Clark, a kick that's going to go out of bounds. A flag will be thrown at the spot of the foul. Deering will take the ball over on offense at the 40-yard line.
So 1st and 10, Deering from the 40-yard line. In the gun is Nate Richards. One in the backfield, 2 wide, 1 in motion. Yeah, and great penetrating play by by Ethan Hoyt to stop Ryan Walsh. Ethan Hoyt is having quite a game here today.
He's developed since his sophomore year also. I mean, his sophomore year he got some time. Last year, tremendous on the defensive line with, I think, 3 block punts last year, which was phenomenal for Ethan. And then this year, he's played some pretty big parts in games that he's been a part of here for the Dogs. He's offensively, he's played the big wide receiver. A tight end, and on the as a defensive end, he's been wonderful as well.
Looks like we've got a timeout Deering. So with 4:22 left in the third quarter, the Dogs are up 27-0. So 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Wearing gloves is the Deering quarterback here. He's going to keep it. And, oh, my goodness gracious. Reminiscent of what happened in the Bonnie Eagle game. Watch out for Dylan Bolduck. He just penetrates, not blocked, and punishes the Deering quarterback Richards.
Yeah, noticing on Twitter this week with Travis Lee, he's got his Travi Awards, and Dylan Bolduc's hit in the state final game on that quarterback. God love him. Bolduc came right up the middle, unabated, wasn't touched by anybody, and it's one of Travis's nominees for best hits through the season.
That was a 6-yard loss, so it's going to be 3rd and 16 from the 29-yard line. And again, Nick Giaquinto in to stifle the efforts of Ryan Walsh.
Yeah, there was no fake there. I mean, it was a great move by Richards in execution-wise, but it didn't throw off the lineman. Cole Farnsworth in there, Nick Giaquinto, and Jake Nope coming off that pile. But these young men have got to think about this. You know, some may go off, some may play in college, like we said in the pregame. But for a lot of these young men, these seniors, this is going to be the last time that they put on shoulder pads and a helmet, and they've got to write their own script as they go off this field.
It was a 3-yard loss, so it'll be a punt now coming up. It does get off. It's picked up at the 45-yard line and brought down rather quickly. Will be is that Zach Elowich, I think, that not sure who received that.
So Deering, Portland's offense will take over in Deering territory yet again. We talked about it at halftime, what needs to happen for Portland, and they needed just to open it up a bit.
You know, I'm just going to say, when you look at the Deering bench and how really small it is, it just speaks to me volumes of the heart of the Deering Ram team, frankly. And they've had a layoff here of 25 days. They're out here to play today for pride. Try to continue this long-standing tradition. You know, maybe the crowd's waxing wane. I can be fickle too. I can remember rooting for the Rams for years. And this is hopefully as neutral a broadcast as we can get on WPPS. That was an interesting...
That was a nice play there by Rafael Salamone. He's the nose guard for the Deering Rams, and Raf is a senior this year. Comes from a long history of football players in his family. His dad and his uncle both played in Canada for Acadia University. His dad actually tried out with the New England Patriots. Both of his father and his uncle were involved in the coaching staff at Chevers High School for years. Vin ultimately becoming the head coach at Chevers High School. His brother Ernie was a member of the Deering High School team as well. And Raf is just finishing up a storied career at Deering High School.
Batchelder goes deep, but way deep, as he was looking for Teron Moss, but really, you know, having been covered step by step and seeing a little bit of pressure come on him, clearly was just kind of throwing that away, I think.
Yeah. And Vin Salamone has also remained active after getting out of the high school game. He's been with the Portland Youth Football and worked with the middle school program, feeding both Portland and Deering High Schools. So it's long-standing tradition of the Salamone family.
Well, we have a fake here by Batchelder, and he finds Dylan Bolduc for the first down. That's how it's done.
Tackled by Robbie Dacey and Nate Richards. That was the second time that Deering's been victimized by that fake punt. You can't take it for granted that Batchelder inside of the 50-yard line is going to kick. Portland hasn't kicked often or punted often during the season when they've been inside. They've taken that shot. They had one fake punt attempt. It didn't work out to the liking of the coaching staff for Portland during the season, but it's worked twice today.
Well, 14-yard pickup by Dylan Bolduc, and now he'll get the run, and he goes in. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. 4th touchdown of the day, a 25-yard touchdown for Dylan Bolduc. Folks, it's really today, right now, Dylan Bolduc, 33, and the Daring Rams nothing. And not to say that it's not an incredible team effort, but my goodness, what a game for Dylan Bolduc today.
Yeah, the results of that run put Dylan Bolduc over 100 yards for the day with 117 yards. So the Dylan Bolduc show being shown to you here by WPPS and TV3 happened to be a part of it today.
That kick is good by Quinn Clark. So with a minute 2 left in the third quarter, the score 34-0 Portland Bulldogs. So there's a personal foul against Deering as the Bulldogs will kick from the 40, John. A minute 2 left in the third quarter, 34-0 lead here. And here comes Clark to actually do a short kick, and almost seemed like it was by design, although it wasn't an onside kick, certainly. Robbie Dacey picked the ball up. There's a flag at the end of the play. In fact, there are 2 flags.
So they put the ball up like that with Quinn Clark getting the ball elevated like that. It gives the opportunity for those on the outside to come down and potentially catch the ball. The ball's live once it goes more than 10 yards on the kickoff, but it'll be negated here as a result of that holding face mask penalty or holding penalty. But so that is probably exactly what was going on. Coach Hartman gets him to pop it up and see if the runners on the end can get underneath it. Well, and it's totally negated, so it's a 15-yard penalty on a face mask penalty. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. So it netted a 4-yard kickoff.
There you have it. 1st and 10 from the 41. The Rams have the ball. And straight up the middle is Robbie Dacey.
So we're under a minute here, Steve. We're going to probably get one more playoff by the Rams before we swap sides for the final stanza in this 105th game.
Jake Nopin on that tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 45. And I guess this is what you mean by the power eye.
Everybody moved. Well, that's going to be against Deering with the movement in the offensive backfield. So we're beginning the fourth quarter, Steve, with a 2nd and 11 from the 41-yard line.
And Elowich with some great pressure, and Giaquinto as well. There's a pass up for grabs.
Wow, Raphael Salamone.
Reception, my goodness. Tremendous play.
That looked more like your backyard or your playground kind of plays, but the end result is exactly what Deering needed.
Yeah, but a 19-yard pickup.
Yeah, we do have a flag on the play, and usually indicative of a hold at that point with as much time as Nate Richards took in that backfield. Somebody had to catch up to one of their blocks. So we made it through the third quarter, Steve, with just one penalty after a messy first half, and we're backed up here twice within the last couple of minutes.
So the call is an illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
And that is an unfortunate chain of events, as it was a great pickup.
And you can see with the score at 34-0, beginning of the fourth quarter, and a little bit of snow, our crowd has started to dwindle.
Well, Jake Nope and Dylan Bolduc and company. Boy, it took a long time for the whistle to blow as Casey Anthony went down and really had stopped his forward progress, probably about 6 or 7 seconds for the whistle, but still on his feet, trying to grind it out.
So we're going to have a 3rd and about 11. It's like a 5-yard gain for Anthony.
Ball is on the 40. Throwing situation here for Deering, most likely. A nice screen pass with some good blocking on the right side, and first down for first down. Stasium with the tackle, but a nice pickup there.
Yeah, a nice series here. They had that one call back for Deering, but a nice option there. As you said, it looked like a running play, a passing play coming out, but they packed it in tight, so that may be indicative for the defense the next time that they see that in a traditional passing down, that they may go with the screen play.
First and 10 from the 46. Nate Richards under center. He's going to bootleg out here and come out to the left side, and he gets some great yardage, finally driven out by Stasium, but that's going to move the chains.
So on that play, Steve, if you anybody moves their VCRs or DVRs back a little bit watching this game, you can see that everybody is packed in within 7 yards of each other, giving Deering the opportunity to kind of stretch that out if they got some run around the end there, which Nate Richards was able to do with his line getting out in front of him and hit that corner.
Yeah, 20-yard gain, so first and 10 now from the 26. Deering on the move here, try to put something on the board. A flag on the play.
Yeah, hard count, and we'll see what way this goes. It looks like it's going right against Deering.
And it's illegal motion. You can't do that. So it'll be first and 15 from the 31. Nate Richards has 3 behind him. Third one through, gets the ball. Casey Anthony.
So this game, Steve, years and years ago in the mid-50s, early 60s, had a lot of meaning to it. And what I mean by that is there weren't as many communities with high school teams, and this ultimately, on several occasions, became a state championship game for Deering and Portland to play in. So this really, really had meaning years and years ago. But as you've seen football blossom in some of the non-traditional communities in the 60s and 70s that didn't have it, have their own teams. Now
Oh, Koa Farnsworth, goodness gracious. And then Ethan Hoyt in to get the tackle there. Limping off the field is Casey Anthony, as he was hit very hard by Ethan Hoyt. A totally legal hit. The point is well taken, John, that this game has had all kinds of meaning. It's been a regular season game for many, many years. It was a state championship game, as you suggest. Now an exhibition game, the only Thanksgiving game in the entire state of Maine. Somewhat at risk, but hopefully to those of us who root for these teams will continue.
Well, there's some strong traditions in the state of Massachusetts. I was listening to talk radio on the way in. Some schools in their 90th consecutive game, and
Vinny Pasquale with an interception is brought down with no return, but Vinny Pasquale with an interception here with 8:48 left in this contest, and the Dogs with a 34-0 lead. So first and 10, Bulldogs from the 24. And Jake Nope finds a hole. He's going to run down the sidelines. He's got one right here. He's going to be, stays in bounds. Oh my goodness gracious. He's brought, let's see, I think he may be in. It's a touchdown.
90-yard touchdown run, Steve.
Yeah, I think maybe 62.
I think you're absolutely right. I was looking at the wrong digits. A 76-yard run by the
not 90, not 62, but 72 yards.
Yeah. It's like the Price is Right. As long as we're not over, we're winning. Well, what a great effort! I mean, if you look at what Jake did there, what a season Jake Nope had. Also, he's going to play baseball in Manhattan College this year. After this, on a Division I scholarship. So you've got a heck of a football player here, in his real love and what's getting him into college at Manhattan is his baseball talent. So a multifaceted young athlete, great family, and there's a legacy coming as his brother will remain here. Sam Nope, a freshman who has suited up and seen some action this year.
I saw him on the Class A North depth charts as having gained some yardage this year, and that's through. So it's going to be 41-0 with 8.5 minutes left in this contest, and the Dogs breaking away. Well, now the crowd does start to thin out as people will head home to their Thanksgiving dinners. The snow is falling here, and Portland enjoys a 41-0 lead. And the ball is up, and it's taken short at about the 22-yard line by Isaiah Anthony. And now, with 8:22 left, you're getting into territory of seeing, it's the last game, though, for these players. So, I mean, and there are plenty of seniors on both teams here as well. So
the seniors on the Deering roster, are Nate Richards, Mort Soul, Robbie Dacey, Raphael Salamone, Ryan Walsh, Jerry Mitchell. And those are the seniors for the Deering squad. And we're seeing a mass substitution by Coach Hartman with 8 minutes and 9 seconds left. And you hear the applause for those coming off the field. Likely for the seniors for Portland High School. And number 5, Isaiah Batchelder. Number 12, Nick Archambault. Number 22, Jake Nope. Number 31, Dante Hamilton. Number 44, Ethan Hoyt. Number 35, Dylan Bolduc. Felix Atienza Gorman, number 51. Number 54, Dylan Wyke, also coming off the field for his last game. Nick Giaquinto, number 70. And number 73, Axel Nimbona. Round out the seniors coming off the field for the Portland High School Bulldogs. It's beginning to feel like a little bit of a song by Frank Sinatra, and now the end has come.
Well, the Dogs have done it their way all year long. About to get their 10th win of the year. There's a nice run right there by Ryan Walsh. As about a 9-yard gain for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Deering.
So as we said, they've got some wholesale changes. Mac Karihabwa has entered the game for the Bulldogs. Number 42, as we talked earlier, Sam Nope has entered the game. Number 65, Jonah Green.
There's a fumble on the play. And it's going to be Portland ball.
And there we go. That's the future. That's what's coming up. You've got some of the sophomores, strong sophomores playing with some of the first team players out there, and they're making and these reserves that have got some time in the game. What a great thing, a great tradition. So I hope the community sees and hears what's going on with this game. I think it was a great thing to bring it public in the newspapers and on the media outlets to talk about this and let people know that these conversations are going on. You've got Rob O'Leary from the state of Massachusetts. He understands, what's going on with traditions in his own home state, with games that go on every year on Thanksgiving Day, the night before, the weekend after, or something like that. And in the Deering community, led by Mel Craig as their athletic administrator, to have conversations. How do we get this thing better? How do we restore the glory? Get folks out there and get people at these games. It is a rich tradition. It would be awful to lose.
Well, 105 years, that's more than anybody's lifetime that we know, certainly.
Well, that would be interesting if there was someone around that's been around for all of them. Interesting fact, if we come up with a 106th, if we could maybe interview them.
Isaiah Batchelder now is going to come out. Also, folks, you can see the green stripe on the helmets of the Bulldogs, and that is in memory of Phil Foley, Griffin Foley's father, who passed away of liver cancer during this season. And that is the green symbol, the green color, which symbolizes the fight against liver cancer in our country. So now Griffin Buckley will be under center, as it'll be 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line. And he will take some snaps, and that time Buckley will keep it. And Batchelder will come back out. The snow is actually not accumulating, but it is, getting a little bit deeper and heavier here, as it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 44-yard line. Again, Portland's going to try to churn it out here and just run out the clock.
And rightfully so. At 41-0, you don't want to see Isaiah Batchelder back slinging it here down the field. It's a sporting thing to do. We've been accustomed to that with Coach Hartman during the season. He plays strong while he needs to, and then when it's time to get off the gas, he does that well.
Stumbling up the field, Ezekiel Quinto. It's kicked out. It's fumbled, however. And it's going to be recovered by Deering High School. Looks like it was recovered by number 75, Matt Hansen.
So that just adds to the stats, putting Giaquinto in as the lead block at a pickup. He picked up about 10 yards, made a nice run for himself, and Deering was able to strip the ball out. I'm sure Nick Giaquinto hasn't carried the ball many times in practice.
Well, the lineman of the year, the SMAA Class A North, and now we know why he is the lineman of the year.
And he's had a great career. He's a large part of what they do, and a great person out there offensively on the line for the Dogs.
Frankly, a really great person altogether. I've had an opportunity to speak with him many, many times, and trying to break free there was Drew Tillman for Deering, and he does a nice job of getting a great yardage before he's brought down by Darian Darling. So some new names to learn and talk about here.
We've got number 40s out there also, Ronaldo Wakati.
It's about a 15-yard carry. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line for the Rams. And we have something going on. Looks like there might have looked like motion to me, but we'll see.
Jamal Mariba is entering the game along with number 85 for the Dogs, Easton Bradford. Christopher Vincent coming off the field after playing for a bit here defensively. Cameron Clifford's also out there defensively, along with number 75, Henry Mandeville.
And, that's once again getting the first down is Drew Tillman. So he's a junior getting the ball, and a couple of nice carries here for Daring.
Joshua Pike centering for defensively for the Dogs.
That was a 16-yard carry.
And also seeing some time here in the 105th game playing is Ryan Howell, our predecessor's son.
Steve Howell, a long time, might have even started when it was called BSPN, which I think these games were BSPN, Bulldog Sports Network, and also, and it was also, of course it is, WPPS TV3, but Steve Howell and his crew did this game for 17 years, appearing on what we call Monday Night Football for WPPS. So the pitch now comes out to Tillman once again, and this time he'll be brought down by Easton Bradford and Cameron Clifford.
Silo Magno is also on the field for our Portland High Bulldogs today.
So it'll be second and about 13 for the Rams. In at quarterback for the Rams is Joe Pelletier. And again, forward progress stopped without really much of anything happening there, as it looks like it's Weston Denizio. Third and 9 from the 39-yard line. Oh, there's a fumble. And he's down, which actually good call by the officials. Rafael Masiga is the quarterback who went down and took a knee when he recovered the ball. So it's going to be 4th and 9. And we are seeing a timeout on the part of the Bulldogs with 33 seconds left to play here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. So 4th and 9 from the 39, 32 yards here. And an effort there by Drew Tillman. So there'll be we have running time. There'll be a change of possession on downs, and I guess therefore the clock will stop with 20.3 seconds left, just to drag this out just a bit longer for us here waiting for our Thanksgiving dinners, John.
Well, my dinner is ready, but thankfully we're joined in the booth by my daughter Cassidy Coyne, a 2016 Deering graduate. So I know I've at least got that shield to walk into the house with. That we're a little late. We've got family assembled and all of that, so as soon as we wrap up, we're going to jet out of here.
Well, it's about time we have a little beauty in this booth, my friend, let me tell you.
We got a lot of beasts, that's for sure.
So, I guess they're going to come on here on the field and have a little discussion. So here we go. Look at this, folks. Nick Archambault is on the field on crutches. as the final snap and knee is taken. What a tremendous statement, if you will, by the Bulldogs and also the Rams to allow that to happen.
Yeah, you talk about in the officials. I mean, if you looked up in the books, that's probably a big no-no. But understanding what's going on here, to let the senior quad captain be on the field for the last play of the game. You know, Jason Jackson, the coach of Deering High School. There's a little bit of a conference, and as we sat here to try to understand what was going on from 50 yards away, we see a pretty great thing for Nick after the unfortunate ending to his senior season. My hats are off to Coach Hartman and Coach Jackson for making that happen for Nick Archambault.
And now the shaking of the hands. Fine tradition in Maine high school football. These players, as you mentioned before, they've known each other from the time of Little League and from Little Lad football and Pee Wee football here in Portland. And many of them for the last time on the field, John. So as we bring these handshakes to you, we're going to bring this broadcast to a close, and John and I will wrap up with you and for you in a moment.
Nate Richards. Raphael Salamoni. Congratulations, Dylan, Nate, and Raphael for outstanding game this morning at the stadium. Everybody just got family everywhere. Home. Have a great Thanksgiving.
So, John, just a few statistics here today in this 41-0 effort here by the Bulldogs. The Rams had 138 total yards, Tillman with 39, and Richards with 24. The Merv Kilgore Award, the MVP for the Rams, was Nate Richards. The Unsung Hero Award, given by the Portland School Board in honor of Jim Banks, called the Banks Award, went to number 42, Raphael Salamoni. The Bulldogs had 261 total yards. Nope had 125 total with one touchdown. Dylan Bolduck 117 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he received the Vinnie Allen Trophy as the MVP of the game. What a great tradition this is, John.
It sure is, and Dylan Bolduck had a great game, 4 touchdowns today. Wraps up his senior season as a Class A North Player of the Year, and really threw the dogs on his back today. And just in closing, what a great season for the Portland Bulldogs. The 2016 team has a lot to be proud of. I've been happy to be here with you and thankful, Steve, along with Dave Elowich and Dave Levine this year. And it's been a wonderful season. I look forward to next year.
Well, thank you, John. And of course, the feeling is mutual. We've talked a little bit about the article in the Portland Press Herald about the future of this game. There was a great crowd here today. We know that the athletic directors and the school board and others will treat this situation very seriously, as there will be a discussion in our community. We, for our part, we certainly hope that we'll be back to bring you this game in the future. And if not, what a great opportunity we had to bring you the 105th game here today. And I, too, want to thank you very much. You're a tremendous broadcasting partner. You bring great knowledge, richness, and depth to the game. I want to thank Dave Elowich so much for all of his great efforts this year, and Dave Levine, in addition to our crew, helping us immensely with statistics, both during plays and really to help us close out games as well with a great computer program. program that he uses as well. And all of you add tremendous richness to this broadcast, for which we're deeply appreciative. We also want to thank our station manager, Henry Gio. This is Steve Schwartz for all of us here at WPPS TV3, saying so long from Fitzpatrick Stadium, where the 105th playing of the Thanksgiving game was won by the Portland Bulldogs 41-0. Good night.